Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. I hope you guys had a great week and you are ready to relax a little bit this weekend. I caught up on a little bit of like Real Housewives last night, watched the premiere of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and I was just like, oh my gosh, writing in my notebook, like we've got to get on a live ASAP because I just want to talk to you guys about some of the observations and make some predictions. Let's make some predictions about what's going to happen this season. We're going to pull some cards. There's also some interesting stuff going on, like astrologically, especially for Kyle Richards. And it's definitely worth discussing. So let's start there and let's get into it. All right. So, of course, kind of the biggest story right now out of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is the whole thing with Kyle Richards, Mauricio Umansky, and then there are a couple of peripheral people. So, Mauricio, it appears that he is dating his Dancing with the Stars co star, Emma Slater. They've been pictured holding hands. Kyle even made a comment on Watch What Happens Live with Andy when he was like, it looks like they're dating. What do you think about? She's like, obviously they're dating. They've been holding hands, all this stuff. And they have been estranged. Now, with Kyle, there have been rumors that she is dating her friend, Morgan Wade. Some people have speculated that it's more of a professional thing because Kyle is a producer. Maybe she's been producing her music videos. Maybe like people don't really know. And Kyle hasn't really provided a whole lot of clarity. Now, if we look at her birth chart, we can see that this is not surprising. All right. So Kyle actually is an Aries North node. She has a Capricorn sun. But man, you guys, the more we talk about astrology, the more I go directly to someone's North node. It just tells you so much about like the overall themes of their life, what's going on for them. The same thing if you look at your North node and then your South node, you can really see a lot of like the struggles and the themes and things we have to overcome. Well, for Kyle Richards, her North Node is in Aries, her South Node is in Libra. Libra is all about relating and relationships, family relationships, finding your identity amongst, these partnerships, being someone who overgives, not having great boundaries. That's like part of her life path to learn how to really be in that Aries North Node energy of independence. Now, the North Node collectively is currently in the sign of Aries. So if you have an Aries North Node, I have the same placement and I have been feeling it too in a different way in my life. For me, it's more with my career and like identity. But for Kyle, we definitely see that this is affecting her family relationships and her marriage. So the dates for the Aries North Node, and you guys, this is astrology in the wild at its finest here. You can't make this stuff up. But so Aries the North Node has been in Aries since, hold on. I have extensive notes here on the Beverly Hills Housewives. I was just scrambling. Like I couldn't believe some of the things I was seeing. Okay, here we go. So the North Node is in Aries from July 17th, 2023. So the North Node entered Aries over the summer and it will be remaining in Aries until January 11th of 2025. Another interesting thing, Kyle's birthday is January 11th. So this Aries North Node transit is very significant for Kyle Richards. I would actually love to do her birth chart reading. I'll have my people call her people, see if we can make it happen. No, but it would be a dream because she's going through a complete metamorphosis. This is really a coming home to herself right now. Will Smith also has this placement. We talked about this on the last live. He's going through this same sort of transformation. And it's for him, it's through having these realizations with Jada. Now, for her, we saw on the premiere episode of Real Housewives, she talked about her sister Kathy and how in the past, Kyle was always Libra South Node energy of partnership and creating harmony. She was always taking it upon herself to make things smooth. She would allow Kathy, and no shade to Kathy. I'm not sure what her placements are. We all have charts that, bring out the lessons for each other. So, really, no shade, just kind of all of us like learning and growing. But Kathy, the way that she related to Kyle resulted in this behavior where Kyle Richards would make herself smaller. She would feel like she needed to be accommodating, people pleasing, all of that stuff. And when we have that as our south node, again, I have that too. I have that same dynamic with my family. So when I'm watching it, I was just like, oh my gosh, I see you, girl. I see you. Um, but when you have that with your family dynamic, sometimes you can continue this pattern in other relationships, friendships, marriage. Like you can just kind of keep these patterns repeating over and over. And for Kyle, she is noticing that she is really not feeling fulfilled. She is not being her true, most authentic self in her marriage with Mauricio. And that scene that I'm sure if you guys watch this, you probably felt the same way. I was just like gasping when she was like, oh, telling like how many tattoos she has. And then he was like, wait, how many? Like he didn't even know how many she had. And she was like, well, maybe if you looked at my body more, you would know. I was just like, oh my gosh, like talk about not feeling seen by your partner. So Kyle is waking up to her Aries North node of independence, fiery, authenticity, speaking your truth, really being who you are, even when it means you have to stand alone in whatever area of your life this North Node falls into. So for Kyle, she is really realizing that it's up to her to make sure that she lives her life. No one's going to do it for her. She's just kind of waking up to this. And it's really cool to actually see these things kind of play out. And then you can look at people's birth charts because there's really no better example than seeing it happen very organically on a show like this. And then to know that that's what's happening in her birth chart. I mean, it just blows my mind. I know I'm an astrology nerd, but wow, I am floored. So I want to do a tarot reading on Kyle and Mauricio and then all the other people kind of going on, in her life. But I just have to say, with her birthday as well being January 11th, so she is an 11 energy Capricorn. I always like to combine someone's zodiac sun sign. You guys have probably seen this if you've watched my other readings or my podcast in the cards and stars. When I do celebrity readings, the first thing I look at when I'm reading someone is always their sun sign and then the date of their birth. You can really get just kind of a quick picture of someone's overall vibe, their personality, kind of like what their goals are, what they want in life, how they show up. For Kyle, being an 11 energy Capricorn, this means that, you have that angel number 11. It's my favorite angel number. It looks like I actually talk about it on the podcast coming out next week. But it's this like gate. If you look at 11, it's like a gate. And the advice and the encouragement with the number 11 when it comes to angel numbers and things of that nature is to walk through the gate and to become this higher version of self. Now, Capricorn energy, with this Capricorn sun, we come into this incarnation with a lot of our sun sign traits, but we're also supposed to really embrace our sun sign and work towards it. So, someone who has a Capricorn sun is going to love to work. Kyle Richards loves to work. She has been working since she was a child. She also continues to produce things. I mean, she is not someone who relaxes at home. She definitely always has a project going. Like when she did, I think it was called American Woman, she did a Hallmark style Christmas movie. I mean, Kyle is really always working, and it's not necessarily that she needs the money. Her husband does very well with the agency. She makes money from Real Housewives, but she is a true Capricorn sun. And what that means is, it's really part of her fulfillment to work, to be disciplined, to put something out into the world and create a legacy for herself. Capricorn is the sign of legacy. Another thing I've noticed about so many Capricorns that I have met is that they will start off in life very serious. And then as they get older, they kind of like do a Benjamin Button thing where they age in reverse on the inside. As they get older, they start to have more fun. They start to loosen up. Usually it's because at some point they get to where they feel satisfied with what they've created. And then at that point, they kind of go into Capricorn's other side, which is the association with Pan and, like partying and having fun and celebrating life. So Capricorns have a really interesting character arc where they'll be like this Saturnian person who is just like always working. Like I imagine a Capricorn, counting their coins, budgeting, doing the extra hours. And then as they get successful, they really are the type that, like, if you met them later in life, you'd be like, is this person Sagittarius? Because they're just so abundant and they want to share it with people. And they kind of just shed that other, that first skin, really. It's like someone shedding their skin. So they kind of shed that first identity. So with Kyle having all of that going on, just as a general theme with Capricorn suns, and then with Aries having that Aries North Node return right now, all the way until January 11th, 2025, we are going to see a completely different side of Kyle. This is the reinvention arc. This is not just something that she's kind of going through right now. No, this is part of her reclaiming her identity, which is very important for Aries North Node people. If you're listening to this and you're an Aries North Node, or you have friends who are Aries North Nodes or family members, you will notice that there's going to be a drive for more independence, authentic self expression. And this can happen within the context of current relationships. It doesn't mean they have to like become single or whatever. But what it does mean is they are coming home to their full authentic self. And so many times we will, shed little parts of ourselves to fit in or do this or that to try to like get along with the group and not ruffle any feathers. During this time period, it's really like you're going to see a maturation with Kyle, with Will Smith. Yeah, so anybody with an Aries North node, just look out, here they come. All right? And I don't know. I'm planning some things too. I got some things plotted for, the show and some fun things I want to do that are very authentic and different and interesting. And I really think it's part of that Aries North node in my third house personally. Okay. So there was all of that. That was a mouthful and a brainful. My head is still spinning. I just, you couldn't write this any better than the way that it's unfolding. But let's look at Mauricio. So um, when we had Shannon on, who has the Hunky Dory podcast, she talked about, she was like talking about Mauricio. We kind of talked about his sun sign being Cancer, all this stuff. So I looked into it a little bit more, and he was born on June 25th, 1970, making him a 7 energy Cancer. Okay. So this is significant because people born with that 7 energy, that 25th, just 5 plus 2, gives you that 7 energy personality. People with a 7 energy, they tend to be very individual. So I think that someone like Kyle with an Aries North node, your North node is what you're drawn to, but it's also what you don't necessarily know how to do for yourself yet. I could see her being very attracted to someone who does know themselves, who is okay with being alone. And a 7 energy personality like Mauricio would naturally just be good at being alone. They tend to like alone time. Sevens are very studious. They will spend a lot of time working behind the scenes. So there's a lot of compatibility just on the surface you see with these two. They value a lot of the same things naturally. She's a Capricorn. He likes to work, spend time by himself. Now, Cancer, the Cancer zodiac sign, is kind of a sleeper in this department. A lot of people don't know this like fun fact about Cancer, that Cancer is actually very much associated with wealth as well. There is a degree, the 28th degree associated with Cancer, that many astrologers find in people's birth charts that have a lot of money. And so Cancer, while they are very nurturing and heartfelt, they are on that axis with Capricorn. So it's this Capricorn Cancer axis, they're opposites, they're right across from each other, but the opposites in the zodiac are complementary. They tend to share some common threads. And I would say the common thread between Cancer and Capricorn is success. They take a different path to get there, but both zodiac signs are very much associated with being materially successful, because in order to be nurturing, Cancer energy, to take care of your family, you have to have the resources to do so. So it's more of like coming from a place of softness and like nurturing. For Capricorn, the way they show their love for their family is by building a dynasty. And so they do it more from a place of needing to achieve. It's an earth sign versus the Cancer water sign approach. So, okay, when we look at these two, we say, wow, A Capricorn woman, which is the more masculine energy, by the way, and a Cancer man, the more feminine energy in the relationship. Wow, like these two together, amazing. Like just totally balancing each other out like two magnets. And they've been married for a very long time. So we see how that could be the case. Now, here's the thing going on. And this is where we need to pull a couple tarot cards, do a little tarot tea, because at this point, when Kyle is undergoing a transformation with her Aries North Node return, you know, her most authentic part of herself is activated and she is wanting to make big changes. And she even said when she was talking to Dorit at the table, she said, with marriages, like you either grow together or you grow apart. And with Kyle, I feel like that was such a foreshadowing, or maybe just kind of secretly sharing what she's going through without saying, because she's really growing as a person and making big changes in the way she views everything from family to her identity. She's working out now. She just has changed all of her priorities. And Mauricio even talked about that. But with him, unless he decides to like grow along with her, totally they're going to go in opposite directions. And the opposite direction that it appears is starting to take shape is this relationship materializing with Emma Slater, his partner on Dancing with the Stars. Now, Dancing with the Stars is notorious for people getting together for cheating, infidelity, all kinds of stuff going on that show. I mean, someday there's going to be a documentary that comes out about Dancing with the Stars, and we're all just going to be like, "Oh my gosh!" And it's not funny. It's actually kind of awful, but it's just like so crazy. So his partner, Emma Slater, was born on December 25th, 1988. She's 34 years old. And what do we notice about her birthday? The 25th. She's also a seven energy. Now, she is, and I hate to say this, but this is just the truth. She is a Capricorn, just like Kyle, but the difference is she was born on the 25th, just like Mauricio. And so this is so bizarre that it's like having someone that's an even better match. And the only reason I'm even saying this, I hate to say it, but the only reason I'm saying it is because they are already separated and all of that. So this is nothing that they don't know. But the reason that I do think Emma Slater could be someone that sticks around is because of her birth date. Like I said, she's a Capricorn just like Kyle, so there's that polarity thing that I just talked about. It's finding that equal opposite partner and being with a 7, someone who's born the 25th, a 7 energy. 2 sevens would really understand each other. So 7 is like the studious one. I'm just gonna give a little more clarity here. So it's the studious one. They're bookish. They tend to need a lot of time alone to think. A lot of like geniuses were born with 7 energy, people who very much want to create something in the world. But in order to create things in the world, they need time alone to make things happen. They do things really like in their mind by themselves. It's just more of a solitary energy. They're not like, it's not like they don't like partners. They make wonderful partners, but they definitely need more time alone to think. And if someone's number isn't compatible with that 7, it can be kind of difficult because they just need more alone time than other birth dates. And Kyle being born on the 11th makes her a master number 11, but she also has the energy of 2. So, a master number 11, these people are here to create big changes in their lives. I definitely think that it makes sense she's in the public eye. It makes sense that her story is one that people look to learn things about 2 themes like partnership. 2 is all about partnership. People do look to her to see these things kind of play out in her life, and then they kind of apply them to their own lives. But with someone born on the 11th having that 2 energy, it's really not compatible with a 7. I mean, you can make any relationship work. So it's not that, but on paper, a 7 and a 2 are so much less compatible than a 7 and a 7, because it's like the difference between one person saying, "Hey, I'm actually gonna go read a book and like I'll catch up with you later." And then their partner being like, "Oh, cool, that's great. I was actually gonna go read a book too. See you in a little bit." And then meeting up for dinner versus with Kyle, it might be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go read a book." And then she's like, "Wait, but I thought we were gonna cuddle and like I really wanted to like have some quality time and this and that." It's just the needs are different. Do you know what I mean? So there's that. All right, let's pull some tarot cards. Need a little sip of water. And no one's really here yet because I think you guys are at work, but please leave comments below. Let me know what you think. I just had to get on here and share these findings. I'm just like sitting there last night watching the show, just like Googling birth charts, like just my head spinning out. Okay. So that's going on. Now we know their birth dates. We kind of see the overall picture. Oh, Morgan Wade. I forgot. The other person in this love, I don't know, this love square. Now, this is rumored. Okay. This is not quite as clear. Mauricio and Emma Slater were pictured holding hands. We don't know for a fact that Morgan Wade and Kyle are in any sort of relationship. But I will say, even if it's just a friendship, you know how there are certain friends that you have that like will help you bring out a different side of yourself or, kind of are there with you for certain things that you like to do that maybe other friends don't like to do with you. Well, they get tattoos together, they work out together. So, regardless of what the nature of this relationship is, and we will pull some tarot cards in a second on them, but regardless of the nature of it, it is definitely one of the people I think that is in Kyle's life to help her make this transition from Libra South Node energy of kind of being there for everybody else to Aries North Node energy of being comfortable with being an individual and sometimes even standing alone when other people aren't willing to cooperate with you. So, regardless, she's definitely firing up this change. So, if we look at her birthday, Morgan Wade was born on December 10th. She's a Sagittarius sun, and she was born in 1994. Now, I don't have the rest of her birth chart information, but just from this, we see that, okay, so Sagittarius, just like Aries, is a fire sign. Sagittarius is very non-judgmental. Taylor Swift is also a Sagittarius, born just a couple days after Morgan Wade. And these people are very warm. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, which is all about the party, having fun. Um, they're the kind of people that walk into a room and they've really never met a stranger. They can get along with all different types of people. They also are very philosophical. Sagittarians are known for being well read, philosophical, having large groups of friends and knowing a lot of different things, a lot of different people from all over the world. And they're just very expansive. It's like they're kind of they're the kind of people that could tell you something that you'd never thought of before that could really lighten up your whole demeanor, your whole perspective on life. And so that coupled with the fact that Morgan Wade is a one energy Sagittarius. Now, one energy is associated with Aries yet again. I just got to say, I feel like even if it's not a romantic thing, she definitely pushes Kyle through example towards that Aries North Node energy because, like I said, like a one energy Sagittarius, this is a fire sign person who is comfortable in Aries energy of being an individual. So I definitely think that Kyle Richards could be taking cues from her. There's my husband, Lawyer Moog. Hey. Oh my gosh. Okay. So love you, dear. I hope you're taking notes on all this, honey. Okay. So let's pull some cards and see if we can get a little bit more clarity about how this is going to play out. Then I want to talk about Erika Jayne and Sutton and a couple of things that were a little crazy there. And for them, it's more just tarot. All right. But this was just a crazy birth chart situation. Okay. So let's see. Let's do Kyle and Mauricio first. Oh, yeah, and then we should do Dorit and PK since they're also rumored. This is just gonna be a complete Beverly Hills deep dive. Okay. Love you too, dear. So sweet. All right. So let me get a drink first. Okay. So this was pre-taped, right? And oh, and I did mention, by the way, that the Aries North Node transit started July 17th. Well, the first announcement from People magazine claiming that Kyle and Mauricio may have split up was actually on July 3rd. So this was right before the North Node entered Aries, a time when Kyle was definitely starting to face the facts that she needed to really own her individuality. The timing of it, it's wow. Michael says, I drink every time you talk about Beverly Hills. What? I drink too every time. Okay, if you're doing a drinking game, you're never going to make it home from the office. Oh my God. Funny. Yeah, guys, I do not recommend you do a drinking game, drinking every time I say Beverly Hills. All right. So this was filmed, a little bit ago. So let's just see how they're doing now at this moment in time. Michael, ha ha ha. Okay. What is Mauricio's current feeling towards Kyle? How does he view that situation at this moment? How does he feel? Let's see. Anyone joining? We're doing a tarot reading on Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky. We're talking about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Mauricio. Okay, Four of Pentacles. So this is kind of a sad energy. It's, just kind of sitting there. The person in this picture is just kind of sitting there and contemplating. They don't really know quite what to think of the situation. Having the Four Pentacles also brings into the equation the idea of finances, money. Well, and you can imagine if these two people are separated with all of the money that they have and they've been together so many years, of course, he's going to be thinking about, okay, if we do split up, how would we divide things? How can we do this? So let's see. Hi, may I have a reading, please? Saved by Grace. Yes, you can feel free. You can, if anybody has a question, you can drop it in there. And when I get to a break in the reading, I will pull a card for you. Okay. And welcome. All right. So, yeah. So, definitely, this is the vibe he's thinking. It's very it's just about like contemplating, and four energy is very four is associated with the home. So yeah, he's just kind of thinking about like it's thinking about the situation. Let's get a clarifier. Okay. Page of Cups. Okay, so he's experiencing Page of Cups energy, which is like an emotional new beginning. So the Page of Cups, wow. Guys, I gotta say, this is more about him feeling like the situation with his family, with his current home situation. He's contemplating that. It's sort of like a chapter, feels like it's closing, which we can all see from just how things are already going on the show. In episode one, I mean, they definitely opened up the premiere with a bang for Beverly Hills. But he is in a place of transitioning with Page of Cups energy. This is like a new love. This is really being open to starting fresh emotionally, which is a huge thing. Wow. That totally makes sense, especially with the fact that, reports have come out that he's been holding hands with his Dancing with the Stars partner. What about Kyle? How does she feel about Mauricio potentially moving on with Page of Cups energy with a new relationship? How does Kyle feel? Ooh, okay. You know what? I like this though. This is giving embracing her Aries North Node um Ace of Swords. This is the card of victory. This is also cutting things off that no longer serve you. And I'm not saying like in a mean way or in a negative way, but realizing that there is a boundary here and that it's okay to let go. It's okay to move on, to let go, to but also to see the relationship as a victory. They had a successful marriage for many years. They raised beautiful children. Their children are now adults. And at this point in their lives, she's wanting to go in one direction, he's wanting to go in another. And Ace of Swords is like really accepting it. This is someone who is really in their head. She's not in her feels about it, which I am happy to see that. I think it would be so much worse, if someone was really in their feels about it, but she's in a place of strength. So that's good. I love that. Okay. That makes sense. Now, how, let's see. Okay. Let's just see what happens if we pull some cards and do a general read on Kyle Richards and Morgan Wade. Let's just see what comes through about their much speculated about relationship, friendship, whatever it is. Let's just see. Because I think that that was a good place to leave it. She's in a good place. She's definitely thinking logically about the situation with her estranged husband. Okay. How does she feel about Morgan? What is the nature of their friendship? Let's just see what comes through. Oh, those cards just jumped. I love when that happens. Okay. You can't make this stuff up. 6 of Cups and 2 of Cups both jumped out of my hands. Okay. Okay. We know what these cards mean. We got this card for Travis and Taylor on the last reading that we did on them. So these are love cards, these are relationship cards. So we will see if an announcement comes out soon. I think Kyle will be announcing that she is in a relationship with Morgan. This is just the alleged tarot T truth, according to the cards, because I mean, it doesn't get any more clear than this. What? 2 of Cups and 6 of Cups. This is soulmates. This is past life energy. This is instant connection. And this is a true partnership. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now, for some reason, I wonder if she hasn't announced it yet because she and Mauricio haven't even really cleared up what's going on with them. And we have to remember that when, you're on a show like Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, these women have been doing this for many seasons, including Kyle. She was talking to Andy on Watch What Happens Live after the show. And she was saying, she's not doing any of this for the cameras, but definitely it works out. So I think timing wise, maybe she's trying to wait to make any announcement until they can have it on the show and then she'll talk about it. That would make sense. I mean, she's a seasoned television professional. So it's not invented for the show, but probably she's keeping it quiet until it can break on Beverly Hills. Yeah. So I'm going to say yes. Prediction, absolutely. This is a relationship. There's commitment, or there will be commitment. There will be an announcement. 100%. You heard it here. Okay. All right. Now let's see about Mauricio and his Dancing with the Stars partner. Let's see what's going on with them or what the future will hold. Is this just going to be like a fling? I really think that this might end up being a relationship. Emma Slater. It might end up being a relationship just because of their birthday compatibility, truly. But let's see what's going on with them. Mauricio and his Dancing with the Stars partner, Emma. The Chariot, things moving quickly. Yes, we did see them holding hands already. And Kyle did express being hurt by the situation. And I think that probably the reason that she was hurt was because it was like being put out there publicly because they already, she's already said that they don't share a room anymore, that they have announced to their family that they're separated. So I feel like maybe it's just this energy, the sheer quick, just how quickly he is moving on and maybe like starting to be public with the situation. I don't know. But yeah, definitely it's a passionate connection that's moving quickly between Mauricio and Emma. Let's get another one. And feel free to let me know what you guys think in the comments. Woo. Or if you guys have any questions about Beverly Hills, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, you want me to pull a card on, let me know. Okay, and then what else? More clarifiers on Mauricio and Emma. Interesting. The high priestess, intuition, spirituality. Let's get another one. Interesting. The high priestess. Is she like very spiritual? I don't know. I'll have to look up Emma Slater after this, but there's something about her coming through with like high priestess energy. She is a 7 energy person. 7 is like one of the most spiritual numbers. People born on the 7th or the 9th or numbers that add up to 7 or 9 tend to be very, very spiritual. So she's coming through as the high priestess. I like that because that's a major arcana card. Um, Very mature. Let's see. Hmm. The Wheel of Fortune card. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune card is major because this talks about a huge change coming in for them. So, to recap so far, with Mauricio and Emma, we get a passionate connection that's moving quickly with the chariot. We get her coming through as the high priestess, someone very intuitive. I wonder if she's into astrology or if she reads tarot or does something like that because she comes through as someone who is very connected, very intuitive. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is big changes happening. I would say that there's going to be a rebalancing here. What is the Wheel of Fortune? What's the outcome? 7 of Pentacles. Okay. I think that they're going, so not only are Mauricio and Emma going to be partners with Dancing with the Stars, I think that they are going to continue to make money in some way or finances are going to come into play, which that does happen like when you get married, when you make a further commitment. But I am seeing because we have this Wheel of Fortune, major arcana, there's some sort of big change that's going to be happening for both of them. Are they merging finances? Are they working together? We'll have to see, but I don't know. That's really interesting. Let's get one more, actually. And then we're going to move on to Erika Jayne because she was saying some things on the premiere of The Housewives. Okay. Yeah, Knight of Wands, passionate pursuit. So, yeah, I definitely think that they are going to be a couple after this whole Dancing with the Stars thing. I don't think it's just gonna be, like, while they're filming. I think that we're gonna see this progress. They may move in together. They may be in the process of moving in together right now, and it might be secret, but there are gonna be some major changes in their lives, that both of them are kind of being a catalyst for one another. So, yeah, this is a connection. We get a lot of passion, and, it just seems like everybody's kinda moving on in this situation. So, kind of confirmation of what already seemed like was kind of happening. Okay, interesting. So now we're going to do a few cards on Erika Jayne. So on the premiere episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I felt like things were pretty much same old with like everyone's personalities, except when Erica had that scene where she was talking to her therapist And she said, "How do I like tell me how to be empathetic or whatever? Like, how do I do that?" I was like, I was floored. I was shocked. My husband had his headphones on. I was like, "Take off your headphones. I got to tell you something." I like had to like rewind it, play it for him. Like, I was shocked. And I know that she has had such a questionable um past. She's been so one of those figures on Beverly Hills that has just, had so much controversy surrounding her with her are they divorced yet? Tom Girardi, and I think they're divorced already. But with her ex-husband, with all of the terrible stuff that he did, and then her being involved in that, people wondering if she knew about everything, if she knew that the money that she was spending on the designer items and on her tours and on building her brand, if she knew that that was all like stolen money. We can do a little tarot reading on that and see what comes through. But I felt like that scene in the premiere episode really confirmed that whatever's going on in her head, whether she knew about stuff with Tom or not, she definitely is someone who might have some sort of like personality thing going on. Like, if you don't know how to be empathetic, like I don't know, I still can't wrap my head around it, like, her therapist was like, "You have to put yourself in your friend's shoes. Imagine if you were them going through what they're going through." It was like breaking down empathy. That tells me that, wow, like, she is so removed from being in her feelings. She definitely is someone who thinks all about herself. I mean, that's pretty dark, right? That's pretty crazy. So that's wild. Let's just see. Let's do a little reading on Erika Jayne and see what comes through. Because that was just wild. And then to have that on TV and now everyone knows like that you don't know how to do empathy. Like, wow. Wow. Like I can't get over it. So first of all, let's see. Let's pull a card allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Did Erica know about what Tom Girardi was doing? Oh, the cards are jumping. I'm gonna take the one on top because it like slid. Okay. Aces Ace of Cups. This is my cup runneth over. So this describes that she felt fulfilled. Erika Jayne in her marriage with Tom, even though now she's saying that he was such a bad person, and that very well still could be the case. I'm not going to take away from her story because he very well could have been not. I mean, obviously, he's not a good person based on what he did, but regardless of that, it seemed like overall, she felt like for the most part, the things that she valued, which would be like the money, the opportunity, the ability to do what she wanted to do career-wise, um, and pursue fame and all of that, she was getting that. So she was feeling fulfilled. That being the first card that comes out, it's giving selfish energy. Let's get another one. In the context of this question. Let's clarify that. Did Erika Jayne know allegedly about Tom Girardi? What he was doing behind the scenes, stealing people's money, all of that. Because now after that therapist scene, I'm like, if she knew, she would definitely be someone who would really have a problem with, you know, keeping that a secret if she doesn't even know how to empathize. You know what I mean? That would be the type of person that would do that. Michael, yes, it fulfilled her. Right? It's like she was fulfilled by money. It's not like she, regardless of her connection with him, what really fulfilled her, what she was pursuing in life was money. And because she had that, she felt fulfilled. Yeah. Good point, Michael. Let's get a clarifier. Ace of Swords. Okay. Now, this is cold, hard logic. We got this with Kyle. We did the previous reading, and it's about like cutting things off. But in the context of this question, getting the Ace of Swords, the victory card, to clarify the Ace of Cups, this to me is like the story in her mind would be like, I feel like I have everything I've ever wanted, Ace of Cups. So, because of that, I am willing to put head over heart Ace of Swords is definitely an energy of being in your head space. It also would, clarify someone who doesn't know how to empathize. If you are not able to empathize, you're always thinking, you're not feeling. So this is like she really had no problem making decisions that benefited her. This also represents air sign energy. Air signs can really detach when they choose to, or when they need to, or want to, if it serves them. So, yeah, this is like, I don't know, she was just very detached and her main goal was victory. See that crown on top? It's like, I'll do what I have to do. I'm going to think things through, do what I need to do in order to be victorious and continue with this Ace of Cups energy. So I would say, I don't, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. I will state that again. I will say, I don't know exactly, we don't know what exactly she knew or didn't know, but regardless, I think that there was some awareness on her part. And she had an ability because of her desire for her own personal fulfillment. She had an ability to compartmentalize, to prioritize her own happiness, to make decisions that other people might not have made, all in pursuit like of this crown, of this power. Okay, so what is coming next for her then? What is coming next for Erika Jayne? Mm. Okay, the Hanged Man. This is like not knowing what to do. This is being kind of in a place where you are suspended. You're like, I'm just gonna see if anything starts to make sense. And she did talk about this on the premiere episode of Beverly Hills. She was talking about how she was like, I don't really know what to do. Or maybe it was on the preview for the next episode. Regardless, she was saying, like, I don't really know what to do. I have a lot of material that I want to work on with her music career. And she was like, but I don't know if anyone wants to work with me. This is hanged man energy. It's like, I just don't know what it is that I should be doing. So she very much feels confused, sidelined, unsure of the next move to take. So it's like just not doing anything yet. That's a good one for, yeah. Thanks, Michael. It's a good one for her. Okay, so let's see if anything else comes through to clarify anything else about Erika Jayne, what's going to happen on this season for her, just anything. Let's see if we can get any general info about her. I definitely think that she exposed a different layer of herself that was not pretty, though. I don't know. Anything that I thought was there with her, like I used to make excuses, like she's just been through a lot and like this and that. But then seeing that scene, I just was like, this goes beyond being emotionally hurt. This is someone who's like, potentially could have some sort of personality disorder. Like if you can't feel feelings for and with other people, if empathy is hard for you, that's that's something different, I think, in my opinion. Okay, so let's see if we get anything else, any other info about what's to come for Erika Jayne on this season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Oh, okay. Didn't mean to, but we pulled 3 cards, so we're going to take them. All right. Here is how this season of Beverly Hills is going to be playing out for Erika Jayne. So first we have 5 of Wands, a lot of competition. There's going to be someone that Erika Jayne is competing with this season, and it's going to be very evident. We also have a lot of people on this card. So it could even be competing with multiple people. Maybe she gets to a point where she's competing with the whole friend group about something. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out, but there's going to be a lot of conflict, and she is definitely going to be at the center of a lot of conflict. And in this first episode, to open up the season, she was definitely trying to paint herself in this light of wanting to like change, be a better friend. That's why she was in that therapist appointment asking, how do I do empathy? Um, so I feel like they were starting the season by trying to paint her as like someone who's trying to reform and like, maybe someone who's going to be more quiet this season, just trying to like be a better person. She talks about how she's not drinking anymore, all that stuff. But according to the tarot tea, um, that's going to flip at some point in this season. And she is actually going to end up the center of like controversy and just a lot of conflict. Okay. We also have the temperance card. And this indicates her what she voiced, her desire to be temperate, to control her emotions. This is going to be part of her journey is not lashing out because I think that she wants to lash out. She definitely feels most comfortable in this position of 5 of Wands energy. We've seen that throughout the seasons that Erika Jayne, when she gets defensive, she definitely lashes out at people. I used to feel bad for her and be like, "Oh wow, like that comes from trauma and all this stuff." And, probably does, but we're getting a sense with this reading that it's actually something that she kind of enjoys. I think that's going to come out. Also, she's going to be making an attempt to be more temperate, at least on the outside, to not freak out, to like stay chill. And the whole reason for that, though, the motivation here is this 3 of Pentacles energy. She's going to want to work with a couple of the women on the cast. I don't know who, I don't know to do what necessarily, but she's going to be trying to work with 2 people. And that's why she's trying to like control her emotions. To me, this is coming through as like a plan. It's like something that she's doing with a purpose. It's not necessarily, we're not getting any emotional cards for her. I mean, for Erika Jayne, we don't get 1 cups card. Well, we did get Ace of Cups, but that was when talking about Tom and like the money. So for her, she very much is centered on the material world. And in order to accomplish her goals, I think of remaining on the show, staying friends with these people, continuing to like see her star rise in the professional sense. That is the motivation for her trying to improve. And I do not think that it's going to work because I don't think that it's really a genuine, it's not really coming from a genuine place. So that's Erica. To be continued on that. Oh my gosh. Yikes. Okay. I also want to see about Dorit and PK. And then I want to see about Sutton real fast. Sutton, I'm not a huge fan of, to be honest. Kyle's probably my favorite. And Sutton actually, whereas like, okay, Erika Jayne, I think she's very calculating and she's kind of someone who operates behind the scenes and probably spends a lot of time plotting. That's just the vibe I get from her. Sutton, on the other hand, I think is also very shallow. Got some hot takes here. Also very shallow, but I do not think that she thinks things through in the way that Erica does. So let's see what's going to happen for Sutton. She and Kyle were good friends at one point, but on the first episode, they showed that, they were kind of recapping last season and it's saying that Kyle's feelings were really hurt by Sutton because she continued to hang out with Kathy Hilton and go to her parties and all this stuff, even after Kathy was really hurtful to Kyle and Kyle's had to draw boundaries with her and all this stuff. So basically, Kyle realized Sutton is kind of a fair weather friend. She's going to go where the party is. She's a little bit more of like a shallow friend. So let's see what's happening for Sutton this season. She also voiced that she wants to prove to her ex-husband that she is someone who can be successful, and she's also looking for a new man. So let's just see what comes through. What's the general vibe for Sutton Strack for this season of Beverly Hills Housewives? Wait, Ice Cube, are you doing celebrity reading? Yes, I am doing a reading on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I'm making predictions for this new season. Okay. 8 of Wands. Things moving really quickly for Sutton. Let's get a clarifier. What's moving quickly? This could be her business, which is doing well, or this could be her romantic life. Let's see, which is what she said that she really wanted to focus on. Okay. Nine of Pentacles. Okay. This is how I see her. This is exactly how I've been seeing her. Nine of Pentacles. This is someone who's like self-sufficient, who has money. If you can see, the chair is like made of money. and she's just sitting out there with like some champagne, doing her own thing, making herself happy. This isn't necessarily someone who's like got a partner or even friends around. It's kind of like in your independent era of fulfilling your own needs, like being an individual. So she's things are moving quickly in this direction and she's continuing. I wonder if she's gonna like expand her store or something quickly. Let's get another one. Let's get some more clarity. No. Oh my God. Knight of Pentacles. Okay. There is going to be someone in her life romantically this season. Okay. So she did say that she wanted to meet someone. She's put that out there. Now, this is someone who, this is like a slow and steady wins the race card, the Knight of Pentacles. This is someone who's very serious about making a commitment. So there is going to be someone that comes into Sutton's life who is going to see, okay, so this person is gonna wanna move quickly with her. I can't wait to see how this plays out on the show. But someone's gonna, like, try to move quickly with her because she's in this era of being strong and independent. This person, this Knight of Pentacles, is going to see that as very attractive. Now, she did talk about her ex-husband. I wonder if he's not remarried, this could even be him. Okay, which I don't think, right? That doesn't make sense, but we're just gonna go with the cards. What? But Knight of Pentacles, there will be someone who shows up this season in Sutton's life who wants to create a real commitment, a real relationship. The Knight of Pentacles, though, this isn't someone flashy. This is someone who is very grounded. It could be an earth sign, but they move very slow and steady. They're very much about doing things in a way that's like traditional and like going slow. And it's so interesting. Could be someone a little bit older than her. Let's get one more card about Sutton. Ooh. Judgment. Okay. Wait, Ice Cube, can you read Sabrina Carpenter and Shawn Mendes? What's going on between them? Ooh, yes, good question. Let's do that. Are they really dating or just a rumor or just PR? Yes. Okay. Such a good question. Ice Cube, we're going to do that one right after this. I've been wondering the same thing. Okay, judgment. Wow. So the judgment card is all about things coming to light, truths coming to light. I will say this Sutton, sometimes she just drives me a little nuts, but I will say there's going to be just different things coming to light, different truths that are going to be coming out about her as she kind of reveals this romantic situation, pursuing something with someone new. I don't know if she's going to expose more of like the patterns in her last relationship. And we're going to see more into like her real character. But yeah, the judgment card, this is just about truths coming out. So I think maybe this season we will see that Sutton has more depth than she originally has been giving off. There is the potential for her to be someone who, and through this partnership, someone coming into her life, um, we might start to see a more vulnerable side of her, a side of her that's just more truthful, that shows her in a light that has been kind of hidden until now, which I think would be, I mean, that would be great. Okay. And then let's do Sabrina and Shawn Mendes. Let's do that one now. Yeah, I'm so curious about these two. Definitely heard it all. The last reading I did on them, they were like the tarot tea was very, very clear that they were dating. Now, this time, I know some time has passed, so let's see. Okay, Lawyer Moog, have fun. Says, I drew the Ace of Pentacles card and must now head to the bank. Fantastic. We got a comedian. See you soon. Love you. Bye, honey. Okay. He's funny. All right. So let's just see past, present, future for Shawn and Sabrina because so much has gone on with them. I just think we need to kind of reground the energy to tap in to what's going on with them. In the past, for Shawn Mendes and Sabrina Carpenter, what was the vibe between these two? 9 of Wands. Okay. So this is like an energy of kind of like thinking about things. It's like there's a lot of passion here, but you're not moving forward. So, 9 of Wands, this would totally make sense for their situation because they've definitely like gone on dates, they've gone to dinner, they've been attracted to each other. It was even kind of, at one point out in the press. And then he went and made out with Camila Cabello. They kind of were spotted a few times, and then very quickly that was over. So I think that in the past, I mean, this person on the card, it's like it's giving confusion. It's like there's so much passion here and like a lot of connection. So it's like, but things aren't moving forward. This person's just kind of resting on one of the wands while they have all these wands behind them. So it's definitely being in a state of like, I'm really confused because I thought that we had something. That's what's coming through. Okay. What about in the present? That would definitely make sense. Okay. In the present, the emperor. This is Shawn. Okay. Oh, this is Shawn's energy then. Okay. So in the past, Shawn was thinking about the passion that he has for Sabrina Carpenter. So he's very into her. Okay. There's definitely a lot of feels here. Um, but he wasn't making a move. It's kind of like putting someone on a shelf. And he's the emperor now in the present moment. So he's coming back into his power and his confidence in this moment in time. He's definitely been through a lot of like ups and downs that he's been public about. So that makes sense. But now he's in a place of power. Okay. How does that relate to Sabrina? This is like so funny. This is really coming through as like Shawn's energy. What? King of Pentacles. The Emperor and the King of Pentacles. Okay, Shawn's making a comeback. I'm just gonna wow, in the midst of this reading, I have never gotten the Emperor and the King of Pentacles at the same time to describe one person. He's been doing a lot of thinking. He's about to make a big comeback. I wonder what personal year number he's in. I'll have to do like a special reading just for him in a separate video because I definitely think that he is making a huge comeback that we're all going to be able to notice. Okay, so he's in a good spot now. So what about in the future? We're not seeing any romance though. This is really him. The Sun card, happiness. Okay. So Shawn is coming through really like as an individual and as someone who is like who has found their personal power. He's also making money now. He feels good about his money. He has a plan. He feels solid and stable. In the past, he was letting his passions kind of run away with him. And he took a moment to like stop and think about that, about those behaviors. He's coming into a time of a lot of happiness. That's great. Okay, well, what about with Sabrina? How does he feel towards Sabrina Carpenter then? How does Shawn Mendes right now feel towards Sabrina Carpenter? And Saved by Grace, I don't quite understand the question. You said, tell you who you are. I don't really know what that means. Could you rephrase the question? Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. That one just popping right out. Knight of Cups. Confirming the last reading that we did on them. Yes, he definitely has feelings for her. This is my Knight in Shining Armor card. So, Ice Cube, you were wondering, is this PR? Are they dating? Is it just a rumor? It's not a rumor. It's not PR. He is showing up as this Knight of Cups energy. This is someone who is very open about wanting to pursue a romantic connection. Again, this is the Knight in Shining Armor. This is someone who is like in a place where they are ready to pursue this person. So that's how he's showing up with her. He has the sun card in the future. So I would guess that that means they're going to be together, but let's see how she feels. What is her response to this Knight of Cups energy? So he's been pursuing her. Shawn Mendes has definitely been pursuing Sabrina Carpenter openly. How does she feel? Page of Pentacles. I don't love this. This is like seeing this as a financial opportunity. I don't like that. I've not gotten that for her before. Let's get another clarifier. Page of Swords, emotional, mental immaturity. She came through as two pages. He came through as the Emperor and the King of Pentacles. She's younger, I think, right? She's trying to figure things out. This is not okay. I'm gonna get one more, then I'm gonna break down the Tarot Tea Truth allegedly, which it's a little messy, I'll be honest. This one's a little messy. Oh, okay. Four of Cups, looking at what you don't have instead of what you do have. One last one, I lied. One more. Ice Cube, I did see some comments about her doing PR to boost her career. Yeah. That would make, I mean, that's what this is showing. But it's not showing that he's doing that. Um, he's in this Knight of Cups energy where he's actually like wanting to be in a relationship with her. But she's coming from that place of it being PR. Let's get one more clarifier. Oh my gosh, I hope that's not the case. Ace of yeah, okay. Okay, Ice Cube, this was such a good question. This is definitely an update to the last reading that we did. Okay, I'm just going to explain what's going on here. So, on a positive note, Shawn Mendes' energy came through really strong and really positive in this reading. And it has been a long time since we have had his energy come through super strong and positive like this. He's been through a rough past few years, I'll just say. Every reading I've done on him, it's definitely been full of like just him going through self doubt and having to deal with emotions and just it's been difficult. I mean, it's shown up in all the readings we've done for him. Now he's in a much better spot. So 9 of Wands, he has definitely like reevaluated the choices that he's been making. He is in a better place where he can take a second and step back and just kind of like look at things. 9 is also associated with the ending of a cycle so that you can begin a new cycle. So yeah, this is like him seeing the past with more clarity now. And the wands are like passion. So if his passion led him astray, maybe he dated the wrong people or he put himself in situations that weren't great for him. This is showing that he's kind of put a close to that. And we have confirmation that he's put a close to that because the cards that represent who he is right now, today, in the present moment, he is in his personal power era. He has his confidence back. He is coming through as the emperor, so he feels really good. They're from the same company, Island Records. Oh my gosh, Ice Cube, totally. Okay, that makes so much sense. So, all right. Well, yeah. So I think that he likes her and he sees this as something that could go somewhere. And I think that she is maybe acting like she likes him, and maybe she does kind of, but she's coming through with much different energy than he is. So he's in his personal power, he's confident, putting him in a place where he is good with pursuing something. Like I think before he really wasn't ready to pursue anything new outside of Camila Cabello because he was just not feeling confident after that breakup. It took him some time to like find himself again, but he has 100%. He's feeling stable with his finances. He's feeling stable with his personal power, knowing himself. And then the Sun card is the future, though. So, regardless of what happens with Sabrina Carpenter, he is entering into a period of happiness. So, he's going to be experiencing a lot of joy. It's kind of like the pendulum always, I always say the pendulum always like swings back the other way. Like he went through such a hard time. I think he worked on himself. I think he dealt with his feels and now it's gonna swing the other way, and he's gonna be experiencing, like, the positive, karmic rewards of like going through some hard times. And that's kind of what I see happening like with Taylor Swift right now. She is in her son era. Like she has the relationship. She just became a billionaire. She just dropped the 1989 Taylor's Version album the same week that she was announced a billionaire. So it's like all the stuff she went through in her past, all the hard times where she felt isolated, um, it's now swung the other way. That's what's going to happen for Shawn too. He's going to have a resurgence with his image, with his career, with his finances. Shawn Mendes is about to make a huge comeback. Mark my words. Not that he ever left, but he's taking a little break. But he's going to be coming back bigger and better than ever. I love to see that because I really like him. I think he's a nice person. And then with Sabrina Carpenter, so she comes through as Page of Pentacles. Not necessarily a bad thing, but this is representing. Ice Cube says she's probably more focused on her career. Totally, totally, and it makes sense because she is newer. She hasn't quite reached the height of success that some of her counterparts have, like Shawn Mendes. She's been opening for Taylor Swift at some of the shows, and I think that it's definitely her ambition to reach that status, right? So she is the Page of Pentacles. She's starting off on a new journey. She's like the newbie trying to learn from what her friends and what her peers have done before her, like what's worked. So totally, she's focused on her money. She probably doesn't want to get into another third party situation. She was the third party between Olivia Rodrigo and Joshua Bassett. Are you serious? Okay, Ice Cube, you have just inspired more future content because I've got to look into her birth chart then. I wonder if she has like Chiron in the 5th house or the 7th house. I did not know that she has a history of like kind of going through this because also with Shawn and Camila, and we talked about this in the last reading, she was spotted with him, and I was getting, like, cards that were, like, definitely she has a crush on him, and then right after it kinda came out, it was like Camila kinda came back in the picture, then they were spotted together, and then we didn't hear about Sabrina Carpenter, and then it seems like now he's in a good place, he feels like he's ready to pursue a relationship, he has a crush on her, and he's trying to, like, come back, and yeah, I just don't think that you can always come back after that, right? She was the blonde girl in Olivia's song Driver's License. Oh my gosh. Okay. After this, I'm gonna watch that video. I'm gonna look into her birth chart. Thank you, Ice Cube. I definitely have some fun weekend activities now. Oh my gosh. I had no clue. You guys always come through with the good tea. Okay, so this is Olivia, or this is Olivia Rodrigo. This is Sabrina Carpenter. She is the Page of Pentacles. She's a newbie on the block. She is definitely focused on her career. But she's also coming through as the Page of Swords, and I don't like this. Ooh, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten Page of Swords when I've done a reading, even like on myself, when I've been in like work environments where there's been somebody kind of backstabby or whatever. So allegedly for entertainment purposes only, I think she has some ulterior motives. And I hate this because I think that at one point she definitely did have a genuine crush on him, but timing and different things that happen, people make choices. And I think that now she's definitely in her head about things. Swords is like how we think. It's about making decisions. The problem is she's coming through as the Page of Swords, and this is someone who is so like green, so new, and it's like she's never been through a situation like this. And the Page of Swords can indicate that someone's going to be making decisions that backfire on them, or that maybe they try to do something or manipulate a situation and then they get exposed and they feel kind of foolish because Page of Swords, it's just like it's not good. It's like kind of it's like sneakiness that doesn't work out. And then we have 4 of Cups. So kind of, yeah, going along with that theme. This is someone who's focusing on what they don't have instead of what they do have. They do have one perfectly wonderful cup that they can take advantage of emotionally, find that fulfillment. But they are really focused on what hasn't worked out. And so this is kind of putting them in a negative space where, maybe they are trying to manipulate a situation. And then the last card that we get for her is Ace of Pentacles. This is like wealth and things working out. So I wonder if, even though she might be making some questionable moves and have some ulterior motives, which, hey, We don't know the whole situation. What Shawn did, I'm sure was very hurtful. So I don't know. But based on this, I definitely think that if she is spotted with Shawn and continues to be spotted with Shawn, since he's having this big glow up and he's going to be, kind of coming back out on top like Taylor Swift did this past year, I totally see that happening for Shawn. If she does manage to stay attached to him and maybe be a couple with him or whatever, Ace of Pentacles, it would do the same thing for her. So, I mean, it would work out. I guess it's part of the games that people play, I guess, in that industry. So, yeah, it's like Shawn genuinely wants love and he feels good about who he is now. He is in a place where he's very open hearted. She's like, okay, I'll go with it because I want to be successful. Allegedly, for entertainment purposes only, according to the tarot tea. Ice Cube says, makes sense. Your interpretation of Page of Swords. Yeah, thanks. Right? It's smart not to be involved with Shawn this time. Right? I feel like if Shawn, okay, because of the way that Shawn's coming through in the cards, he's coming through very like mature, grounded, successful, and like really in a place where he's actually ready for a relationship now, where I think in the past he wasn't quite ready. If someone got into a relationship with him now, I think that it would be good. I mean, it would be like the best. This is like a good time for someone to get into a relationship with him. But I feel like he shouldn't get into a relationship with her because she's not genuinely there for the relationship. And I do think it's because maybe she was hurt or let down and kind of that door is closed. So it would be best for him to like move on. Yeah. And that's that on that. Okay. Um well, this was fun. Thank you guys for joining me. Everyone who joined me live, everyone who asked questions. Saved by Grace. I'm not sure what you meant by that, but I'm just gonna pull one card for you and see what comes through. A general card. Before we head out, let's see. Saved by Grace. Ace of Cups. So I guess I would say that you are someone who is all about, and this is emotional fulfillment. Yeah, you are pursuing emotional fulfillment. This is the chalice. We see it's almost like a religious symbol, religious situation where there is like it's kind of like Catholic imagery of like a Eucharist above a chalice potentially. So this is someone who is religious and feeling very filled with positive emotions and focused on their spiritual growth and emotional growth and fulfillment right now. So that's what I got for you. Okay, guys, I love you so much. Thank you for being here, Ice Cube. But thank you so much for the good questions. That was fun. Thanks for listening. Glad I really need to get all that off my chest about the housewives as well. Let's see. Ice Cube, it's best for him to move on with someone else. Agreed. Not Sabrina, no third party talks. Totally. I think that sometimes it's best, especially like with these cards and the fact that I think they all seem to be very nice people. I mean, they're musicians, they're artists. I think they're very emotional and they all show that they have like a lot of goodness and genuineness about them. I agree with you, Ice Cube. I think that it would be better to like move on, remain friends, keep the vibes positive. Don't try to go back and fix something that it might end up being worse for everyone, right? It's like sometimes you can't bring something back. Just let it lie, move on with the good vibes. Thanks so much. Oh, you're fun. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. You're fun too. All right, you guys, I hope you have an awesome rest of your Friday, a good start to your weekend. You guys are the best. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I'll be popping on here for another live, probably on Sunday, I'm thinking. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Thank you. Thanks, Ice Cube. I will. You too.